What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering No Meme intro. Although the man was somewhat of a living meme, I don't often report on stuff like this. I think the only other two videos I did talking about someone passing was Reckful and Stan Lee, two people that were very important to me. John McAfee, love him or hate him, a lot of people knew the guy. He was obviously, if you're, in your 30s, you definitely know the name. Everyone remembers the McAfee antivirus, of course. And probably in the late 80s till the mid 90s, antivirus was a big game. And it was either you had McAfee or you had Norton. That was like the two. Then somebody figured out to make it free and then put ads in it, and then that kind of changed the whole system. Obviously, McAfee software company was purchased by Intel at some point. I think actually it's on my latest laptop, which is an MSI. He also viewed himself as a libertarian. Unsuccessfully ran twice in 2016 and 2020. For Libertarian Party nomination. He's done some movies, just a wild cat. Enjoyed a lot of recreational, intake. In 2016, he had his presidential campaign, which was kind of funny, and then again in 2020. McAfee was a wild dude. He liked to party. The problem is he never paid his taxes. And he had a dicey criminal history. Back in 2012, he had property seized in Belize. At the time, he was there in bed with his girlfriend. Of course, he was arrested for manufacturing things that you shouldn't. And then in 2014, they seized all his assets, and that his house later burned down under suspicious circumstances. This is a guy that's basically been evading taxes in the United States for a very, very, very long time. Lived on his boat for a long time. Now, ultimately, back in 2019, McAfee announced that he was on the run from the U.S. authorities and living internationally on a boat following convening a grand jury that had indicted him, his wife, and 4 of his 2020 presidential campaign workers on tax-related charges. There's a wide variety. Back in 2019, him and his entourage were arrested while his yacht was docked in the Dominican Republic. All sorts of things. McAfee did whatever he wanted to do. In 2020, there was increasing problems with him and the law. And just, yesterday, I think it was yesterday. I want to pull up the story. Here. Yep. Just today, actually, or earlier today or yesterday, depending on the international, timing of things, Spain agreed to extradite tech mogul John McAfee to the U.S. on tax evasion charges. Now, he wasn't a young guy. He was already 75 years old and certainly facing, I would say, significant prison time. A Spanish court has agreed to extradite embattled tech entrepreneur John McAfee, who faces tax evasion and other financial charges in the United States. The extradition was approved by the High Court in the country and revealed in a court filing on Wednesday that was reviewed by Reuters. McAfee, an eccentric tech mogul who developed McAfee antivirus software, was arrested in October for allegedly failing to pay taxes on years of income. He was hit with a 10-count indictment in the Western District of Tennessee for dodging taxes on millions of dollars in income from 2014 to 2018. He's now 75, earned the income through speaking engagements, selling the rights to his story for a documentary, doing consulting work, and promoting cryptos online, prosecutors charged at the time. He claimed the charges against him were politically motivated, and he has the right to fight the extradition. In March, McAfee was also charged in Manhattan federal court for running 2 schemes to bilk crypto investors out of about $13 million. I'm going to say allegedly. In that case, McAfee and co-conspirator Jimmy Watson claimed to have bought up large quantities of crypto called altcoin, inflated the value of it by publicizing it on a widely popular Twitter feed, then sold off the product, earning about $2 million in the pump and dump scheme, prosecutors charged. This is a big concern. I can tell you, I've gotten advertising offers, big advertising offers, from people wanting me to promote cryptocurrencies. I won't. It seems extraordinarily in a gray area. McAfee, then in the second ruse, McAfee and his team took money from startup cryptocurrency issuers to tour events called ICOs, initial coin offerings. These are charges. They haven't been proven. But rather than face the music or spend the rest of his life in prison, John McAfee went out like only John McAfee could, by his own hand in prison, allegedly. Eccentric tech entrepreneur John McAfee decided to end his journey in a Spanish jail cell Wednesday evening, hours after reports surfaced that he would be extradited to face federal charges in the United States, according to local media. It was the end of the road for John. And, the guy was wild. He was a dude that every time he did an interview, you're like, man, this guy is totally out there, bizarre. He had more money than really like any of us could even imagine. And he was a bit of a hero in the many ways he told the government to get bent. But then there's wanting that type of change, like I do, small government, get out of, the citizens' lives, build the roads, keep the roads and bridges working, and then, piss off. And then there's like not following existing laws just cause. I agree with I appreciate the sentiment, but ultimately he had reached the end of his road. And I think that he probably figured, I'm 75 years old and I'm going to get 20 years, 30 years in prison. This is a big deal. Alleging he had made $23 million in undisclosed income from false and misleading cryptocurrency recommendations. If that were true, he never would have gotten out of prison. So I guess make sure you have an antivirus in honor of John McAfee. It's really a messed up situation, I guess. And I'm hoping that this was just as simple as that. And I'm hoping that this isn't like, the other guy that, had mysterious circumstances, in his passing. Thanks for all the memes, John. Thanks for protecting our computers in the 80s and 90s. So we could all use Kazaa and LimeWire and not be scared. Hope you enjoyed. Well, I know you didn't probably enjoy this video, but respect to what you built, John, and the memes will be missed.